mound, and he's running to the mound, and why not? The way he's pitched against the Blue Jays this season, he is 2-0. He's had two very good 7-inning outings against John Gibbons' ball club this year. Gibbons trying to reverse the fortunes of his ball club against Chris Archer. Take a look at the lineup for the Blue Jays, and when you look at the top of the order, Jose Reyes, he is the one exception for the Blue Jays in hitting. Tonight's starter, Chris Archer, he's 9 for 21. He's got a .500 on base percentage. The rest of the lineup against Archer batting just .215. Ezequiel Carrera has been hot his last 7 games, 7 for 17. He has earned the start tonight in left field in place of Chris Colabello.
And they get truly an elite pitcher tonight. He comes in here a very hot pitcher. Some of his best games have been against the Blue Jays. You mentioned all the great numbers, 27 Ks and 21 innings over his last 3 starts. He's 4-1 with a .267 earned run average in 11 career starts against the Blue Jays. That's the most starts that he has had against any club. And something to think about here, he was lifted for a pinch hitter after just 5 innings in his last start at Washington, just 89 pitches. In the start before that, just 93 pitches. So he is a fresh pitcher right now, fresh arm, and he's got outstanding numbers against the Blue Jays.
Well, one of the reasons Tampa Bay is in first place is their pitching and their defense. They go hand in hand. Brandon Guyer gets the start tonight in left field. Kevin Kiermaier might be the best center fielder in all of baseball. Steven Souza Jr. is in right. Longoria, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Jake Elmore around the infield. Rene Rivera has really tightened up the defense for the Rays behind the plate, and he is handling Chris Archer tonight.
And you talk about Kevin Kiermaier in center field, just 1 error in his last 180 chances. He leads major leaguers with a 13 ultimate zone rating. Made a couple of really nice plays in last night's ball game.
First pitch from Archer is in there for a strike, and we are underway. We mentioned Reyes and his great numbers against Chris Archer. He's 9 for 21. That's a .429 average.
Talked to him about that today. I asked him what's up with that. He says he knows he's going to get a fastball from him.
Got one off the end of the bat there. A nice play by Forsythe. 1 down. Now, Josh Donaldson got the night off last night, so he's well rested tonight going up against Chris Archer. Donaldson just 2 for 6 against Archer. Great season for Donaldson to this point. 302, 17, and 46. He's among the leaders in many of the offensive categories in the American League.
I asked John Gibbons about that off day as that first pitch has popped up and out of play. And he said it was a tough day on Sunday. It was a long day, a long game for the Blue Jays, and a long flight to get down here to Tampa Bay. He says that next day you're always tired, so he wanted to give some of his guys who've been playing every day a chance to get off their feet. Plus, if he wants to beat Chris Archer, he wants to go with his top guns against one of the best pitchers in the American League.
96. It's 0-2 to Donaldson. Chris Archer is 26 years old. This is his 4th season with Tampa Bay. There's a slider. Longoria to his left, throws on the run. 2 down. Evan Longoria, the Gold Glover at third. Good support for Chris Archer.
This is a good defensive team right here, the Tampa Bay Rays. They might not have a lot of household names. Maybe Evan Longoria might be the only guy that you recognize that's out on that field right now, but this team can catch the ball. They don't beat themselves. They are 3rd in the American League in fielding percentage.
Jose Bautista takes a first pitch fastball. Archer seems to have a very distinct plan early in the game to establish his fastball. Put that in the Blue Jays hitters' minds.
Really sets up that slider, and it's one of the best in baseball. There it is right there. Talked to some of the hitters over the course of the last couple of days to ask him about this start here from Chris Archer, and they said it's really hard to pick up the spin on that slider from Chris Archer. That's why you get so many strikeouts.
That's a good pitch, and Bautista lays off. It's 2 balls and a strike. Jose in a long home run last night, the decisive run in the game. It gave the Blue Jays a 4-3 lead at the time. There's another slider popped in the air behind second. Kiermaier, the center fielder, pulls out of the way. Steven Souza Jr. takes it. Just 9 pitches for Archer, and he sets down the side in order. He's done a terrific job with this young ball club. Take a look at the lineup for the Rays. Kevin Kiermaier, the leadoff man. Over his last 11 games, he's hit .366 with 5 extra base hits, and he is always busting it out of the box, thinking about getting extra bases. Asdrubal Cabrera has put up good numbers against R.A. Dickey. He is 5 for 13 with a couple of home runs. Cabrera was ejected from the game last night, contesting a strike call by the home plate umpire.
R.A. Dickey rejoined the Jays yesterday from the bereavement list. He's pitching with a heavy heart after the death of his father. He gets ready for his 15th start of the season. Was good last time out against the Mets. He beat his former team pitching into the 8th inning. 7 strikeouts, 5 walks, and a season-high 120 pitches.
This is his 3rd start against the Rays this season. He is 0-2 in those 2 previous games. Kiermaier lines it to center. Kevin Pillar got a good jump. 1 up, 1 down for R.A. Dickey. Take a look at the defense behind Dickey. He's always going to give up some contact, so the outfield defense very important. Carrera, Pillar, and Bautista from left to right. Donaldson back at 3rd base. This is 67th start of the season. Reyes and Goins, who also had the night off last night at 2nd, and Cardoso at 1st, and Russell Martin handling the knuckleball tonight.
Ezekiel Carrera in left field. You see that Colabello was hit on that finger yesterday. Gibby wanted to give a little bit more defense in the outfield with the fly ball pitcher and Dickey.
Joey Butler goes after that first pitch and grounds out to Reyes. 2 up, 2 down.
R.A. Dickey has been a lot better lately. The knuckleball is really starting to move. He's starting to get it in the zone a little bit more consistently. He's allowed more than 3 earned runs in 4 consecutive starts, and he loves pitching in this ballpark.
Well, he started a string of 2 consecutive one-hitters right here in Tropicana Field in 2012. That's when he won his Cy Young Award. That was June 12, 2012. He one-hit the Rays, and then he followed that up against Baltimore at Citi Field. Another one-hitter. This is Evan Longoria. And that hit him. And that's one of those situations where an umpire could argue, okay, wait a minute, you didn't try to get out of the way. And obviously Longoria just turned into it, took it on the elbow pad.
Yeah, just turned right away. And that knuckleball, if you're going to get hit by a pitch, I guess the knuckleball is the best pitch to get hit by. Watch this, he just turns and just leaves that pad out there. That's not going to hurt.
So that'll bring the cleanup hitter to the plate, Logan Forsythe. Forsythe, 28 years old. He was a former #1 pick of the Padres out of the University of Arkansas. That was in 2008, his draft season. He's done a good job. You can see the number of games he's played. He plays every day for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, swinging a hot bat right now. Multiple hits in 6 of his last 8 games. That's why they have him in that cleanup spot tonight.
He spent 3 years with the Padres as a role player. He's gotten more playing time since he's come to Tampa Bay. This is his second season with the Rays. Fouls off that knuckler. Forsythe is a prototypical Tampa Bay Ray in that he can play the outfield, he can play the infield position, play a little first base, he can DH. He's very versatile.
I guess that all started with Ben Zobrist when he was here with this team. Player that can do that. They're only carrying 3 bench players.
Ground ball. That's a fair ball. Donaldson with a long throw. Encarnacion makes a nice play, but he's off the bag. Encarnacion said, check it. Immediately pointing to the Blue Jays dugout to have a look at that call on the field. Encarnacion did a good job of getting into foul territory and taking that throw out of the dirt.
Yeah, he did a really good job. As a first baseman, sometimes you can't stretch out and make that play where you stretch and you stay on the inner half. Sometimes you have to shuffle your feet like Edwin did right there, and that's simply an out right there. You can see he just dragged his foot right across the bag, and that's going to be an easy call right there, I think, for the umpires.
Ben May, the first base umpire, made the call. He'll go under the headset along with the crew chief, Joe West. Here's another look at it, and watch his right foot as he catches the ball. Momentum takes him into foul territory, and he drags that right foot right over the top of the base. That's textbook right there.
Yeah, he's got the possession of the ball also. He gets out of the way of the runner, and it shouldn't take long.
Joe West puts the right hand in the air. The inning is over. R.A. Dickey has a quick inning. He, too, needs just 9 pitches to retire the side in order. Edwin will lead things off when we come back. It's scoreless after 1.
For my money, he's the best I've seen this year. And the strikeouts per 9 over the last 3 years, he keeps getting better and better. His fastball is so good. He's got one of the best sliders in all of baseball. And you want to talk about a guy who has been on a roll. There are his numbers over the last 3 years. He had 3 straight starts earlier this year where he had 10-plus strikeouts and no walks.
And when Encarnacion goes after the first pitch and hits it to the warning track in left. Encarnacion has hit well against Archer in the past. He has 3 home runs against the big right-hander. Hit that fastball to the warning track.
You know, you and I have watched Chris Archer over the last couple of years, and we've always marveled at his stuff. And we kept saying if this guy ever harnesses his stuff and if he ever finds that he's going to be an elite pitcher, well, this year he has taken that next step.
And the timing was perfect for the Rays, given the fact they have 4 starters on the disabled list. They don't have that prototypical James Shields or David Price ace, and Archer is filling the role very effectively.
He is by far an ace right now. I was talking to a scout at the beginning of last season, and we opened up here against the Rays, and the scout said he was the best pitcher I saw in Florida last year in spring training, and you knew it was only a matter of time before he took his game to the next level.
Yanner Navarro swings at that changeup. Navarro had a big night here last night. He loves hitting against the Rays, and he tied his season high with a 3-hit night. In his last 11 at-bats here at Tropicana Field, he's hit 3 home runs.
He had those 3 hits last night, Buck. Remember the one that he hit to the deepest part of this ballpark? His 4th at-bat, he really stung the ball right-handed. Kiermaier made a heck of a play in center field to run it down, or he would have had another hit.
Deepest part of this ballpark. That's lifted in the air into shallow right. Steven Souza Jr. coming in. Navarro's retired, 5 straight retired by Chris Archer.
Still looking for a ball hit hard against Archer, and that's something that the Jays haven't had a lot of luck against Chris Archer over their last 3 starts. 21 innings, 27 strikeouts, just 6 base on balls, and his 2 starts this year against them, he's had 18 strikeouts in 14 innings.
He pounds the strike zone. He's got command of 3 pitches, and his fastball is as good as anybody's in the league. And he gets ahead with that good fastball. Russell Martin, he had the day off last night. It was Martin, Donaldson, and Goins, 3 regulars out of the lineup, and the Blue Jays managed to win it 8-5 on 11 hits, including 3 homers. What would your game plan be against Chris Archer if you were facing him?
Do I have to face him?
Yes, I'm putting you in the lineup.
Yeah, I think I would look for the fastball early in the count. Looking at some of the numbers right here, only Tyson Ross throws more sliders in Major League Baseball than Chris Archer, but it looks like he wants to get ahead early with that fastball. So I would try and get to a point in the at-bat where I don't get to 2 strikes, because I know I'm going to get that wipeout slider.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Russell Martin.
Plus, I know he would challenge me with a fastball.
Well, you're old.
I'm 57.
Yeah,
That's right.
He'd come after you.
Jose Bautista and the Encarnaciones and the other, they're going to get the breaking ball.
You're getting the cheese, big boy.
Yeah, knock that bat right out of my hand. Maybe I'll bunt. I don't know.
Martin pulls it foul. You're 57. You can't bunt.
Can I have a pinch runner at least?
Courtesy runner.
That's right. Yeah, he's tough.
Russell Martin with a 1 ball, 2 strike count. 2 outs in the second. He went around. There's that wicked slider. First strikeout of the night for Chris Archer. 6 up, 6 down. R.A. Dickey had a good start to his night as well.
comes to the bullpen. Brett Cecil will no longer be closing games. It's been a real tough go for him lately. He's allowed 8 earned runs over his last 3 appearances. He'll move to a less pressure situation, pitching in the 7th inning. As for tonight, it will be Steve Delabar who will get the job if they need a closer. However, Roberto Osuna did such a fantastic job last night in the 2 innings that he worked. He will likely be the guy that will get the work most of the time. And Buck and Tab, you touched on this last night, and Roberto Osuna told me this today. He said the years that he played in the Mexican Professional League as a 16-year-old really prepared him for these types of moments. He says those games are very, very intense, and he has no issues at all pitching when a game is on the line.
Barry, there's no intimidation factor whatsoever when you consider Roberto Osuna. He's very confident, very poised. This is Steven Souza Jr. who takes the first pitch from R.A. Dickey.
He's the one doing the intimidating with that 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Let's don't kid ourselves here.
Yeah, he got the attention of Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, last night. He said, my goodness, for a 20-year-old, he is cool, calm, and collected on that mound. Two and one to Souza Jr. Souza turned 26 in April. He was originally drafted by the Washington Nationals. Boy, that was a good knuckler, but it sailed up and away out of the zone.
That would look like the old Charlie Huff type of knuckleball where it would take a left-hand turn against the right-handers. Dickey trying to make that ball dance.
Full count. Asdrubal Cabrera was thrown out of the game last night by the home plate umpire, Erwin Danley, and Nicky uses that good knuckleball. First strikeout of the night. R.A. Dickey is getting better and better as the season's gone on. When you look at how he has progressed from month to month this year, the numbers are very encouraging.
Got off to a tough start in April with the cold weather, an ERA over 5. May wasn't any better at 6.25. But how about the month of June? 288. That is more like it for R.A. Dickey. He's had some very good starts this month. The last time we mentioned that one against the Mets. Pitched into the 8th inning, 7 strikeouts.
He's 1-1 for the 4 starts in the month of June. He had a tough loss in Washington to start the month, lost 2-0 in that ball game to Jordan Zimmerman. And then got a no decision in a Blue Jays win against Houston. No decision in a Jays win at Boston. And then beat the Mets last time out 7-1.
And pitched well enough in that Houston and Boston game to win. Left the game 3-2 against Houston. Game the Blue Jays would win 7-6, and then 4-4, no decision at Boston. Pitched 6 innings, he only gave up 3 earned runs.
There's a fly ball into shallow center. Pilar is going to play it on the hop. Asdrubal Cabrera has a 1-out single.
The 2015 Honda Civic is Canada's best-selling car for 17 years in a row and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
St. Petersburg, Florida, that is the pier down on the Tampa Bay. A real iconic location here in this Tampa Bay area. This is Brandon Geyer getting the start tonight. Geyer is in left field. Last night it was David DeJesus in left.
Another right-handed batter that they put in against R.A. Dickey. Geyer's hit 200 against him in his career, but DeJesus, who played left field yesterday, a left-handed batter, hit 100.
There's really no patterns of lefty-righty. We've seen switch hitters hit right-handed. We've seen switch hitters hit left-handed. Everybody is kind of a personal preference, and we have seen switch hitters change sides during the course of a game against R.A. Dickey. Ball in the dirt. Good read by Cabrera. He's going to advance on the wild pitch. Asdrubal Cabrera read it perfectly. Martin put a good block on it, but it carried him off his body out in front of home.
Well, anytime you have a knuckleball pitcher out on that mound, you have to anticipate something in the dirt. And if you are a runner, when you see the fly to that ball at first base look like it's going to hit the dirt, just take off. Look how hard it is for the catcher to, 1, block the ball, 2, find the ball, and then pick it up and make the play at second base. He makes it easily to second.
There's a base hit through the left side. Cabrera charges hard. Cabrera is being waved home, and the ball's cut off, and then got Geyer hung up. And now they'll run him back to first, and Goins tags him out, but Tampa Bay has taken the lead. Brandon Geyer with an RBI single to left.
There's Kevin Cash using that roster to his advantage, putting in the right-handed batter. Righties are hitting higher this year against R.A. Dickey by 28 points. Cash is the runner. They're going to test the arm of Carrera, but it's cut off, and there's the Blue Jays in perfect position to get the rundown and finish off that play.
Good execution by the Blue Jays. They trade a run for an out early in this game. Geyer with his 16th ribby of the season. This is Jake Elmore. He is filling in at first base. We've talked about how Logan Forsythe fits the profile of position players for Tampa Bay. Jake Elmore has played every position on the field, including pitcher. The fly ball into center. Pilar hits back, makes the catch, but Tampa Bay scores a run on 2 hits. They've taken an early lead, 1-0 after 2.
...2004 15 All-Star Game in Cincinnati, July 14th. Josh Donaldson made some huge strides this past week. Now just 33,000 votes behind Mike Moustakas. Guys, I had a chance to talk to Donaldson today. He said he's absolutely blown away by the response that the fans have had and the help from Don Cherry and Stephen Amell, who've really got his name out there and have made him this close now to getting a starting job at the All-Star Game next month. Buck?
Mary, it's a big country, and they have just one baseball team, so we could support a lot of players and make sure you finish the job, fans. Get out there and vote for Josh Donaldson. And the other deserving Blue Jays, send them to Cincinnati and put them in the starting lineup. And we want to thank Stephen Amell and Don Cherry Grapes for a great job of acknowledging Donaldson and his All-Star candidacy.
How about Jose Bautista? He's starting to climb the list also, and his numbers are looking very respectable right now.
Boy, Bautista is 3rd in the American League in RBIs. He has put together a heck of a month of June. 8 home runs in the month of June. He has now put together 6 seasons with the Blue Jays of 15 or more home runs plus 50 or more RBIs. That's a small group of 6 Blue Jays that can brag that they've put up those kinds of numbers, and Bautista's one of them. This is Asdrubal Cabrera. Excuse me, this is Ezequiel Carrera.
What a job he has been doing. He's been swinging a hot bat for the Blue Jays. We want to get a little bit more speed in the lineup tonight, a little bit better defense.
It's a shallow pop to center. Kevin Kiermaier cruises in and makes the catch. 7 straight set down by Chris Archer.
Told you in the first inning that his last couple of starts, Chris Archer, he's only thrown 93 pitches and 88. They pinch hit for him in the 5th inning, so he's fresh, and it shows right now. That fastball's got some pop to it, and that slider's very crisp tonight.
This is Kevin Pillar. Pillar studied Archer's video extensively over the last few days. He said, I'm just going to look for that fastball and try to stay away from 2-strike counts. He got a fastball but fouled it back.
He's faced him 7 times this year, and he struck out 5 times. A lot of them on those either high fastball like that or that slider. He is in the midst of a 7-game hit streak. Well, this is the time to get him. He's been swinging a hot bat.
Boy, there's a fastball. He dotted the I on the outside corner at 97 miles an hour. You put slider in a hitter's mind, and then you polish him off with that fastball.
You've got barely time to react to that, and if you are looking for that slider or thinking about that slider and he does that to you, you just can't pull the trigger.
Most strikeouts in the American League. Chris Sale, he missed a big portion of the season early on. He leads the pack. Corey Kluber and Chris Archer now with 118, one behind Chris Sale.
Archer has held at least a share of the AL lead in strikeouts 23 days this season. It's going to go back and forth between those 3.
There's a changeup at 86. Ryan Goins, the number 9 hitter, back in the lineup tonight. Chris Archer does everything you want from a starting pitcher. First of all, he runs to the mound to start the inning. Gets out there quickly before any of his teammates. Secondly, he works quickly, and he commands 3 pitches. That ball is driven in the air deep to center field. Kiermaier has room on the track, makes the catch. Goins gave it a ride, but Kiermaier ran it down in left center. First time through the order, 9 up, 9 down for Chris Archer.
Tampa Bay Lightning forward Steven Stamkos joined a bunch of his teammates to take a little batting practice here at the Trop. And I tell you something, guys, Stamkos is not a bad player. Killorn there, too, taking some BP. Ben Bishop was there. Stamkos has a whole bunch of baseball trophies in his bedroom. There he is talking with Buck and Pat. Has a bunch of baseball trophies in his bedroom, and he had a choice to make at a very early age. He was that good at baseball. He had to decide whether or not he wanted to continue that sport or play hockey. I think he made a pretty wise decision with the career he's having so far.
Larry, you're absolutely right. He's the captain of the Lightning, and boy, he had a lot of fun out here today. They were all hitting, and he showed us his hands. He had some bad blisters on his hands and said it's going to set his golf game back a few weeks.
What a bunch of nice guys, though.
Yeah, it was terrific to meet him. And John Gibbons got a chance to meet him. Braden Colburn was there, and you talk about some big guys.
Big. I thought they were basketball players, some of those guys.
Colburn's 6'5". He's from Saskatchewan. Of course, Steven Stamkos is from Markham, Ontario. And the goalie, Ben Bishop, was here. And what an interesting man he is. He's 6'7", came out of Denver.
He had 4 home runs today.
Yeah, he was bragging, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was real proud of that. I said, did they spin the ball on you at all?
What's that?
No, that ball straight.
He's a big guy, though. He's 6'7" as well. Rene Rivera bounces at the third. Donaldson takes his time. 1 down. Can you imagine trying to get a puck past a 6'7" goalie?
No. When you told me he was the goalie and then I saw the size of him, they need to make the nets bigger or you're not going to score on that guy. He was huge. And then I can imagine with all the equipment on and the skates, he must look even bigger.
I got to tell you, I was impressed with every one of them. They were enthusiastic, they're courteous, polite, and excited to be on the field. 1 down, back to the top of the order. This is Kevin Kiermaier, the center fielder.
We also invited him out to Toronto to take some batting practice sometime.
John Gibbons got a chance to meet him as well, and he was impressed to meet the captain of the Lightning. Had a great season. 0-2. Kevin Kiermaier slaps it to left. You got to hustle it back in. He's thinking about 2. There he goes. Here's the throw to second. He slides in safely. 14th double of the season for Kevin Kiermaier.
Fans, the NHL season has come to an end, but the awards are getting underway Wednesday, and you can watch them on Sportsnet Live from Las Vegas. See who wins the Norris Trophy, the Hart Trophy, and many, many more. And you can bet that Steven Stamkos is going to be in the running for a few pieces of hardware.
That'll be a great show. It all comes from Las Vegas. And you talk about how the sport has grown. Now they take their awards ceremony to Las Vegas. This is Joey Butler. Butler grounded out to the shortstop his first time up.
He's a good-looking hitter. He lets the ball travel. He lets it get deep. And he's got exceptional power the other way.
Right in front. You could hear R.A. Dickey telling Russell Martin where the ball was. Martin wasn't sure. He knew he blocked it, but he didn't know where the ball went. But Dickey was hollering front, 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 and Martin finally located it. Boy, that's really helpful to a catcher. Gives you an idea where you should look for that baseball. Butler swings and misses. It's 2-1.
First thing you have to do, right, is take the mask off to help you find that baseball. Got a little bit of a break when it hit the batter. Bounced off the batter and then off of Russell.
Butler now with a 2-2 count. Joey Butler was with the Rays in spring training, but he didn't have this stance. He went back to AAA and implemented this stance on his own. Imagine watching Longoria all spring long. It made an impression on him. A lot of similarities in the batting stance.
Really strides into the ball. You can see the way he was standing upright. Very narrow stance in the base, but then he strides into the ball. I don't care what you look like when you start, but you better get that bat in a good position when you're ready to swing it, and he does.
Yeah, there are 2 things that have to happen. That front foot has to be on the ground, and your hands have to be over your back shoulder. And it's in a launching position, and you can do whatever you want to do to get there, but you've got to get there. Ooh, nice play by Martin. That ball was bouncing a dirty backhand to keep Kiermaier at second. It's ball 4 to Butler.
And you just know that Kiermaier's anxious to get moving on the bases. He's very active on the base paths. And Russell Martin, how about that backhand right there, like a first baseman, just snap it. And then the presence of mind to possibly try and throw down to second base. He was geared up, ready to try and pick him off at second.
Well, the Rays will run. They had 5 stolen bases last night. Longoria goes after the first pitch. Donaldson to Goins, back to first. Double play. Donaldson and Goins back in the lineup tonight. They team up to end the bottom of the third. A 5-4-3 double play in support of R.A. Dickey. Donaldson takes his time, throws a strike to Goins, who makes quick work around the bag. 1-0 Rays will head to the
Presented by the 2015 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car for 17 years in a row and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
The Gulf Coast of Florida, beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. Sun setting in the west, and the Blue Jays trail 1-0. As Archer delivers a first pitch strike. Let's watch how Archer attacks the Blue Jays second time through the order. He used a lot of fastballs in that first time.
9 up, 9 down, a couple of strikeouts, working quickly, throwing a lot of strikes.
Right back to Archer. He'll lob to first. 1 down. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Ubaldo Jimenez, the starter for the Orioles. Joe Kelly, he's getting roughed up again. 4 runs on 5 hits through 2 innings.
Proof that if you don't throw that 97-mile-an-hour fastball where you want to, you're going to get hit.
Yeah.
In the big leagues, he's got a great arm.
Doesn't he look more like a closer to you than a starter?
Me, yeah, he does. For me, that's what I would put him at.
Pablo Sandoval is back in the lineup, but he's hitting 7th tonight for the Red Sox. Josh Donaldson grounded out to third. He goes around. Ball on a strike to the Blue Jays third baseman.
Wow. Blue Jays just are not picking up that fastball. It's staying on line right at the bottom of the strike zone, that time on the inner half. Josh might have been looking for that slider.
There was the slider, and the umpire down at first said he went around. Ben May calls Donaldson out.
You know, what you don't want to do is you don't want to be chasing pitches right now. Donaldson looked like he held up on that one.
Jose Bautista will bat with nobody on and 2 outs. We mentioned he's had a good month of June. Take a look at where his hits have been. Basically bottom half of the strike zone, and he's hit just about every pitch. He's back in a good groove now.
You know, all that tells me right there when I look at that right there, the Bautista thing, he's not missing his pitch. It's in the middle of the plate. He's getting a pitch to hit, and he's not missing it. He's at 70 at-bats and 21 hits coming into this game, including 8 home runs. That's a 300 average. So when he gets his pitch, every one of those was right in the middle. He's not missing it.
He is second in RBIs for the month behind Albert Pujols. Pujols with 24, Bautista with 20. Jose's also scored 17 runs, which is tied for the 4th most in the month of June. He has really come back to prominence in this month. He is 3rd in the American League with 50 RBIs. Three and one now. Encarnacion is on deck.
And he's hitting big home runs for the Blue Jays. Again, home run last night broke that 3-3 tie.
Archer drops that breaking ball in there on the 3-1 pitch.
He's throwing the slider almost 40% of the time, which is the highest of his career, and he's getting strikeouts with it.
Bautista breaks his bat on that slider. He's retired on the soft liner to second. Another 3 up, 3 down inning. Tampa Bay and Chris Archer have a 1-0.
By getting a Blue Jays Acura luxury suite, you can have a business meeting and take in a ball game at the same time. Account executives will find the package that best suits your needs. Go to bluejays.com/luxury suites for more information. Buck, always good to get in a little baseball while you're doing business, right?
That's the best of both worlds for sure, Barry, and it's a great atmosphere at Rogers Center. Get yourself one of those luxury suites. You can have it catered and have a nice meal around the business meeting. And every once in a while, you can sneak out to the seats and watch the game. Cleanup hitter Logan Forsythe will start things off for the Rays in the 4th. Forsythe was called safe with 2 outs in the 1st inning. What would have been an error on Josh Donaldson, but they went to the review and the call on the field was overturned. He was ruled out as Encarnacion maintained contact with the bag at first.
That was an easy one, for the umpires. That didn't take very long. He's been swinging a hot bat, homered last night.
Forsythe was involved in that January 2014 trade. He gets jammed and flares this down the line. He's able to keep it fair. Forsythe is aboard. A 1-out single.
Right fielder Steven Souza Jr.
It's TD Tuesday tonight. Share a video or photo showing your Blue Jays spirit using hashtag TD Tuesday and tag at Blue Jays for a chance to win one of 5 trips to Toronto.
Make sure you log on and get involved. Blue Jays are going to have a great second half of their season, and you want to get up to Rogers Center. Make sure you check out that contest. This is Steven Souza Jr., who struck out his first timer. The Rays will run. We mentioned they had 5 steals in last night's game. They have 54 stolen bases for the season, twice their total last year after 72 games. That ball gets away, and Martin gets on it quickly. Forsythe not wanting to gamble with nobody out.
Stays right there. Stolen bases, you mentioned 5 last night, 54 on the season. Ari Dickey has only given up 1 stolen base all season long. He does a tremendous job of holding the runners on. Kevin Cash wanted to make sure what that pitch was. It was called a strike by the home plate umpire, but he does a good job. They've only attempted 5 stolen bases against RA all season long.
He's very quick to first base. He's also quick on loading, and he understands that he has to mix up his release times. He'll hold it. He'll go quick from time to time. Souza had a pretty good cut at that pitch.
Yeah, that one was right there. You could also take into fact, I guess if you're the Tampa Bay Rays, because of the knuckleball, instead of trying to run your way into scoring position, you can wait for a wild pitch or a pass ball, because with that good knuckleball, it's tough to catch it.
Dickey's already had 1 wild pitch tonight. Russell Martin has been charged with 10 pass balls this season. The majority of those have come with Dickey on the mound, of course. Tough to catch. Souza is from Everett, Washington. He went to Cascade High School in Everett, Washington. Same high school Grady Sizemore's from. He was drafted by the Nationals in the 3rd round in 2009, and it took him a long time to develop. He spent 8 seasons in the minors. Everything kind of came to a head for him in 2014 when he hit .350 at AAA Syracuse. That's when he popped up on the Rays radar.
Yeah, had a huge year. That's Washington's AAA club.
This is popped up on the infield. Donaldson, the third baseman, calls for it, makes the catch.
You know, you mentioned Grady Sizemore. You know, Grady Sizemore is with Tampa Bay now. Just signed with this team. Made his organizational debut yesterday in the minor leagues for Tampa Bay.
Unfortunately, Grady Sizemore has dealt with injuries. He was one of the best players in the American League for years with the Cleveland Indians. So 1 out now for Asdrubal Cabrera. He singled and scored the only run of this game in the 2nd. It's a high fly ball to deep center field. Pilar gets over in the alley, makes the catch. Forsythe will go back to first.
And Cabrera's got great numbers against Ari Dickey in his career, so it's always good to get him and keep him off the bases. 385 coming in today. He's already got 1 single.
Brandon Geyer had a base hit to left field his first time up, drove in the run for Tampa Bay. Dickey using that slow knuckleball, but it missed. 63 miles an hour. Something we've seen a lot more of recently, using that slow knuckler.
He'll throw his share of fastballs in certain counts. There's one right there. Try and turn that ball over, make it a 2-seamer. And then he'll throw that hard knuckleball, and then, like you said, that real soft knuckleball. Just try to mess with the timing of those hitters.
Tampa Bay has to take risks. They don't have the kind of power the Blue Jays have where they can sit back and wait on those 2- and 3-run home runs.
I think it's a good time to go right here. 2 outs with Geyer at the plate. Geyer's already knocked in 1 run tonight with that base hit to left field, so why not take a chance? You know, RA is so quick to the plate. I wonder if a delayed steal would be a better formula for the guy at first base.
That's a good thought because Russell Martin has to focus on catching the ball, and he won't be able to take a peek at that runner and watch him begin that delayed steal. And you can see it as a catcher where the base runner will take a bounce, and then he'll break. There he goes, the straight steal, and that ball gets away. Martin's got to get on that ball all the way back to the screen. Forsythe didn't pick up on where the baseball was. He went around the bag, but he may have had a shot at trying to advance to third as that ball 4 got away from Russell Martin.
Because he was going on the pitch. He was in straight steal mode, and that ball got away from Russell. Russell went to look for the ball in his glove, and he doesn't know where it is. And there's Forsythe at the bag, and the ball's already back to the backstop.
First and second, 2 outs. Jake Elmore. Elmore is filling in at first base with James Loney on the DL with broken fingers.
Boy, he's got some big shoes to fill for Loney.
Ground ball. Donaldson at third will go to second for the force out. Tampa Bay leaves a pair of base runners. Will go to the 5th. Tampa Bay has a 1-0 lead. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zorn.
Internet to select Rogers Ignite bundles. Find out how. Call 1-888-ROGERS-1 now. Hurry. Offer ends soon.
Thank you very much, Barry. And we've got quite a game going on here again tonight. That is the Rays tank. It's out in right center here where the fans can feed the Rays before the game. They close it down during the course of the game. 1-0 ball game. The Rays got their run in the second. An RBI single by Brandon Geyer with 2 outs. Blue Jays looking for their first base runner. And when Encarnacion for a second time goes after the first pitch and flies out. 2 pitches to Encarnacion, 2 outs.
Boy, you cannot hit a ball in the air. You better not get a lot of air underneath it, center field, or it's going to get caught. Evan Kiermaier in center field gets great jumps on the ball. You watch the game, the bat is swung, the ball's hit. He's already sprinting to where that ball's coming down.
Yeah, he's a very good player, and he's just 25 years old. He and the Blue Jays center fielder have a lot in common. First of all, they were both late round picks. Pilar was a 32nd round pick. Kiermaier was a 31st round pick. Kiermaier is from Fort Wayne, Indiana. But his defensive skills have always been ahead of his offensive production. He played defense in the American League wildcard game in 2013. Just come up from the minors.
Just came up from the minor leagues, and they put him in there. He's got a good arm. I didn't know his arm was that good.
Yonder Navarro puts a charge in it. He loves this ballpark. That is gone. Another home run for Deoner Navarro. He loves hitting in this ballpark. He played for the Rays and was part of their World Series team in 2008. And for Navarro, that's his second home run in as many nights. Home run number 1 and 2 coming right here in Tampa Bay.
You mentioned that he played here. Well, that's his 21st home run hit in this ballpark for Deoner Navarro. That had some sound to it. Turning around that fastball from Chris Archer for the Blue Jays' first base runner, first hit, first run, everything. And Navarro's starting to heat up.
Navarro, in his last 13 at-bats at Tropicana Field, has 4 home runs. This is popped up. First baseman Elmore waiting on it, and Russell Martin's retired on the pop-up.
You know Navarro is coming around when he can turn that pitch around. That's a 4-seam fastball. It's up out over the plate. He gets that leg down and the back comes through. Head down. See ya. Boy, that's a pretty home run swing.
It's only the 6th home run that Archer has surrendered this season. And 2 of those 6 home runs came in his first start of the year against Baltimore. 5 of the 6 home runs have been solo homers.
There you go. That's what it's all about. If you're going to give them up when nobody's on base.
The slider for a strike. Well, Navarro breaks up the no-hitter with a game-tying home run here in the 5th. Ezequiel Carrera flying out to center field in the 3rd. Well, that home run has quieted the crowd that's here.
It's taking the wind out of the sails of all these fans. They're sitting on their hands right now.
Well, they're stunned that the Blue Jays have been able to score against Chris Archer. That's the first run they've scored against him in 3 starts. Only the 5th hit in 19 innings of work.
And the confidence to throw that 3-1 slider to Carrera. Touched up for a home run.
Came right back with the slider and strikes out Carrera. But the Blue Jays get their first base hit. They get their first base runner, and Deoner Navarro is on fire. He had a 3-hit game last night, including a home run. Tonight, his 2nd home run of the season has tied it up at 1. authority of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It is a 1-1 ball game. And once again, the Blue Jays riding the home run ball to tie it up. Yonder Navarro, with his second home run in as many nights, has made it a 1-1 game. R.A. Dickey. This is the catcher, Rene Rivera.
Knuckleball's good tonight. He's keeping it in the zone. He's able to get some good movement on that. He's made pitches when he had to. Look at that movement.
That ball looked like it wiggled right into the strike zone. 0-2 to Rivera. Ground ball, Donaldson. A couple of steps to his left. One down.
The 2015 Honda Civic is Canada's best-selling car for 17 years in a row and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
We are at Tropicana Field, Game 2 of a 3-game series. Blue Jays will go right back home after the afternoon game tomorrow, enjoy an off day on Thursday before welcoming in the Texas Rangers on Friday night. This guy is hot. Kevin Kiermaier has his second hit of the night. We mentioned Kiermaier and Pilar, how similar they are in their styles of play. They were both way down in the draft and kind of discounted as players. But you see the way they both play. They play like they might not get another chance to play.
They play the game the right way. It's a lot of fun, and hats off to the scouts who saw that in them and then recommended them for the draft, and then the organizations taking a chance on them. Kevin Kiermaier, you know, again, he's going to be antsy over there at first base, and he's going to want to go.
Kiermaier is 8 for 9 in stolen bases. He's really improved that aspect of his play. It certainly helps, too, that Kevin Cash has put him in the leadoff slot, played him every single day. That ball gets away from Russell Martin, and Kiermaier will go to second. It's a frustrating night for Martin when you're back dealing with that knuckleball. It can really make you look bad.
That's first and foremost, just trying to catch that ball. Told you that R.A. Dickey's got a lot of movement on that knuckleball tonight, and you can see how that one just right off the glove into the backstop.
That's 11 pass balls now for Russell Martin. There's a base hit into right field. Kiermaier read it perfectly. He'll come in to score easily. Joey Butler has just re-given the lead to Tampa Bay. His 20th RBI, another base hit to the opposite field.
Yeah, he's got one of the highest percentage in all of baseball going the other way because he waits so long and got that classic inside-out swing. This is a pitch that is down, but he stays on it, rifles it into right field. Go down and get that knuckleball. Well, he's going to be a good number 2 hitter if he can handle the bat like that, hit the ball the other way, run just a little bit.
Martin can't find the baseball, but Butler, he couldn't find it as well. He had to stay put at first base. Joey Butler's not a kid. He's 29 years old. He was drafted out of the University of New Orleans in 2008. He signed with the Texas Rangers as their 15th round pick in 08. The Cardinals took him in 2013 off waivers, and in May of 2014 he was released by the Cardinals. Didn't sign until January with Tampa Bay.
Had a decent spring with them, but there was just not room for him to make the team out of spring training. But then the injuries started happening to the team. Desmond Jennings has been on the disabled list since the Blue Jays last saw Tampa Bay, and that gave him a chance, and he's taken the most of it.
Joey Butler hit .317 in 22 games in AAA, and then the Jennings injury and subsequent surgery opened up a spot for Joey Butler. 3-1 to Evan Longoria.
You got to think that they might be starting the runner here, 3-1, with Longoria at the plate.
There goes Butler. Ball 4 outside.
Fans, time is running out to get your 2015 Blue Jays Flex Pack. You pick the games, seats, and save money. The deadline to purchase is Friday, June 26th. Go to BlueJays.com for more details. Buck?
This coming Friday, so make sure you don't run out of time to get your Flex Pack tickets, as there's going to be many great games in the second half of the season. This is Logan Forsythe. He has grounded out and singled. He singled and it was left on base in the 4th. Popped up behind home plate. Martin will get back toward the screen, but it's over the screen, out of play.
Just in the first row, just out of reach. Forsythe leads this team in multi-hit games. He's got 17 multi-hit games already.
He was part of a trade that involved San Diego and the Rays. The Rays got Logan Forsythe, Matt Andriese, and Brad Boxberger. 3 very important players on this roster. In exchange, they gave up Jesse Hahn and Alex Torres, but boy, Andriese and Boxberger have really been important for their bullpen, and Logan Forsythe's become an everyday player.
Boy, is there a better organization who scouts talent in other organizations than the Tampa Bay Rays?
Ball is driven in the air to center field and deep. Pilar now runs it down on the warning track, and then he drops it. Umpire indicating out. Joey Butler moves to third, and now Goins misses it. His throw to home is not in time. So Pilar made the catch, but when he banged into the wall, he dropped the ball. Joey Butler tagged and went to third. The ball got away from Goins, and then Butler broke for home, and he scored.
Boy, heads up base running right there by the Tampa Bay Rays. They got themselves a run. Here's Pilar, goes deep in the right center field. There's the catch. And then when he went to transfer on the throw, that's when it was dropped. Right away, the first base umpire said that was a catch. Here's the tag. And Butler gives a good effort getting into third base, then recognizes the ball is away from Goins. And I don't know, they might try and appeal at second base that he might have left early. Josh Donaldson's having a long talk with the third base umpire. Dickey was pointing to second base like they might try something like that.
Dickey comes set now. This is Steven Souza Jr., and there won't be an appeal. We still haven't gotten a ruling on the error. There's got to be an error involved because Butler had stopped at third base. The ball got away from Goins. Strike 2 to Souza. So 2 runs in this inning. Tampa Bay breaks the tie immediately. It's now 3-1 Rays. Kevin Pilar has been charged with the error in center field on the throw. This is trouble. That's going to drop behind first base. Goins comes and plays it. Now they take a shot at third, and Donaldson saved another error. How about that? Ball barely got to the outfield grass off the bat of Steven Souza Jr. Drops as a base hit. Longoria goes first to third, and Goins took a chance. And an ill-advised throw for sure. He didn't have much of a shot at Longoria.
And on top of that, he broke his bat. Longoria's running with 2 outs. He's running hard on anything. Makes it first to third on a ball that just barely got to the outfield. On a pop-up. The only way that's going to work is with the first baseman holding that runner on. No chance for anyone to catch that one.
Asdrubal Cabrera now. Souza broke as if he were stealing. It suggests they might try to steal a run here with 2 outs. Boy, there are a lot of things on the Blue Jays' minds now. This guy can swing the bat. He's hit well against Dickey. He singled in his first at bat. Good speed at first, and there's a foul ball.
Yeah, forget about that 207 average right now for Asdrubal Cabrera against Ari Dickey. Superman. First and 30. They might hold that runner at first base to open up that hole on the right side to let Cabrera try and pull one past the first baseman.
There goes the runner. Russell Martin's throw to second, and Reyes was late. Reyes was late getting to the bag. It was a good throw. If he gets there on time, they probably throw Souza out.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He caught the ball behind the bag because he was so late. Martin comes up firing. And if he's in front of the bag, catches it, he just applies the tag and he's out. But for some reason, he catches the ball behind the bag. And Russell Martin is not happy with that one.
Well, not only does it close out the inning, but now there are 2 runners in scoring position. Cabrera fouls it off. You'd like that middle infielder to get to the bag early. Then if the throw is offline, he can make the appropriate adjustments. But if you drift to the bag, that throw will take you further away from the base. This is popped up. Reyes backs up into the outfield. And the inning is over. The Rays scored 2 runs on 3 hits, a walk, and an error, and they have taken a 3-1 lead.
A little piece of that if you go to the Blue Jays game on Sunday, June 28th. That is White Panel Hat Day presented by Jack Links. It's the Jays and the Rangers at 107, and the first 20,000 fans will receive one of these great old white panel hats, the ones that Buck and Tabby used to wear in the day. Go to BlueJays.com for more.
That's right. We did wear those hats, and it wasn't that long ago, Barry, but it was a nice-looking hat. Kevin Pillar jumps on that first pitch and rips it into left field. That's Pillar's first hit against Chris Archer. He got his first pitch fastball and didn't miss it.
Yeah, and that's what you have to do. You don't want to find yourself 2 strikes against Chris Archer, so don't wait around. First fastball you get, jump all over it. Kevin Pillar came into this game with a .394 average in the month of June on these types of hits right there. Just a rocket to left field.
For Pillar, that's his 29th hit in the month of June. He's just 4 behind the front runner, George Springer of the Astros. Ryan Goins bunts it to third. Longoria makes a nice play. Pilar advances to second. Not a bad play by Goins. Turn the lineup over. Get Reyes back up there with a runner in scoring position.
A guy who's hit well against Archer in the past. And you take a chance if Longoria can't make that play. Now you got 2 runners aboard. Not a bad idea.
Now, Jose Reyes is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs, and he has hit well against Archer in the past, as we mentioned. He came into this game with a .429 average against Chris Archer. Upstairs. Missed with both pitches away. Looked like he was rushing those last 2 pitches and got out of his rhythm.
Missed badly for him. He hasn't missed like that all night long.
And comes right back with that slider. He's unpredictable. Because he can throw 3 pitches at any time for a strike, you can't really sit on one pitch or another.
I was asking around the batting cage today about patterns. Does Chris Archer fall into patterns when he's out on the mound? And everybody I talked to said no. They'll pitch him differently, different times. And that's what you mean about being unpredictable. 2-0 slider to Reyes. And then comes back with a fastball just low.
I got to believe he's going to throw him a breaking ball here. It's 3-1. He's been able to throw that breaking ball in fastball counts. Josh Donaldson is on deck. Pilar got the attention of Chris Archer.
Tells me that he's not real sure what he wants to do here if he is worried about Pilar at second base.
There's a breaking ball hit to left. Souza is there. Pilar tags and stops at second. He's already in scoring position, and Archer did throw him a 3-1 slider.
Was not going to give in to him right there. So if I walk him, no big deal. Chris Archer in the AL rank, as we told you, he's an elite pitcher. Everything has come together for him this year. How about earned run average? He is second at earned run average, third in strikeouts coming into this ball game behind Sale and Kluber, and home runs per 9 innings pitched, fourth. He just doesn't give up many home runs. Impressive.
2.18 ERA. Sonny Gray of Oakland leads with a 195 earned run average. That's Donaldson. Got that high fastball. Tampa Bay, they look at all the recent games the Blue Jays have played, and they saw the way the Orioles pitched to Donaldson over the weekend, and they ran a lot of fastballs upstairs.
Lots of them. Fastballs up, breaking balls off the plate, sliders off the plate to Donaldson.
Another fastball upstairs. The Mets did the same thing in their 2 games at Rogers Center. Used a lot of fastballs to Donaldson upstairs. A 91-mile-an-hour slider. Just missed. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
That is what the hitters said they have the biggest problem with. It looks like a fastball because it's so hard. But a slider at 91, that's where he gets his strikeouts.
Came right back with it and strikes out Donaldson to end the Blue Jays' threat. They get a leadoff single. but can't cash it in. Through 6 innings, Chris Archer has 5 strikeouts. The slider gets Donaldson. Tampa Bay leads it 3-1.
July 1st, Tim and Sid will edutain you in the sports masses as their new show premieres on Sportsnet. Connect online 24/7 at Tim and Sid. Guys, I tried to get something out of them last week on what this show is going to be about, but you guess you're going to have to just tune in.
They were very elusive, Barry, when you interviewed them at Rogers Center last week, and it will debut Wednesday, July 1st on Canada Day. That ball is hit in the air high and deep to right center. Pilar with a long run, and he'll get there once again. Kevin Pilar, another very determined effort. Brandon Guyer made a bid for an extra base hit, and Pilar is making routine catches every night on balls that nobody else can get to.
You know, we talk about Kiermaier being so good in center field. Kevin Pilar is right there. Determined, yes. Unafraid, yes. Knows he's going to run into that wall. And he's going to take the brunt of that in that left shoulder. You can see Bautista's not going to get it. The only guy who could was Pilar. He had a circus catch once again. The concentration that you got to keep your eye on that ball, knowing that you're going to run into that wall. What a catch.
These walls are padded, but boy, when you're going full speed and you come to an abrupt stop, I don't care how padded they are, that hurts. Well, that's a huge play to start an inning. Guyer's going to be at second at least, maybe third with nobody out.
The way that he can run. And Pilar stifles that with a great play.
Jake Elmore. He's 0 for 2 so far. Ari Dickey's getting some support. They also caused some problems with the throwing error by Pilar, contributing to that third Rays run. This is Jake Elmore.
That was a tough error. I mean, he made an outstanding catch in center field, and then as he transferred the ball from the glove to the hand, dropped it. It fell out, and he was charged with an error.
Dickey strikes out Elmore. That's just the second strikeout for Dickey tonight. But there are 2 outs here in the 6th.
Knuckleball. Once again.
Number 9 hitter is the catcher, Rene Rivera. He's grounded out twice to the third baseman. Rivera has played with Seattle, the Dodgers, the Mets, the Yankees, Minnesota, San Diego, and now Tampa Bay. This is his 7th season in the majors. He was originally drafted by Seattle in 2001.
It's a much better team defensively up the middle, isn't it, than the team we saw last year?
Asdrubal Cabrera has really solidified the shortstop position. Kevin Kiermaier is maybe the best in baseball in center. Logan Forsythe has locked down second base, and Rene Rivera has done it behind the plate. Kevin Pillar back, and makes the running catch. Hit it to center. You're out. I don't care where you hit it. Kevin Pillar will run it down. We've played 6 innings here in St. Petersburg. The Rays have a 3-1 lead over the Blue Jays.
For a chance to see the Blue Jays in Seattle. Tweet at Blue Jays a photo of you showing your Blue Jays spirit along with the hashtags RoamOn and Blue Jays contest. The contest closes Sunday, June 28. Visit BlueJays.com for more details. Fans, if you've never been to Safeco Field in Seattle, get in on this contest. It is like being at a Blue Jays home game. Atmosphere is unbelievable, right, guys?
Well, it sure is, Barry, and it'll be a great weekend. This is the first time in several seasons we've had a weekend series. So make sure you check that out.
It's one of the most beautiful ballparks in the American League, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a great ballpark, great setting, great city. Jose Bautista get things going here in the 7th. Bautista felt that was off the plate outside. Borderline pitch goes in Archer's favor. It's 0-2. Hitters will tell umpires, man, this guy doesn't need any help.
He doesn't need any help. That one looked like it might have been off the plate a little bit.
Blue Jays have a run on 2 hits, the only run coming off the home run off the bat of Diana Navona. Kevin Pillar has the other hit. He checked his swing.
Well, he recognizes that slider, and it's just off the plate. Jumped ahead 0-2. Now he's had 3 pitches just off the strike zone, just outside of it, and Bautista's been able to hold off.
He walked him. That's the 53rd time Bautista has walked this season. The leadoff walk here in the 7th will bring the tying run to the plate.
That is why the value of Bautista getting on base is so important, especially with the guy hitting behind him. One swing of the bat, and then we can tie this thing up.
Edwin Encarnacion is the only player that has hit 3 home runs against Chris Archer. There's a high fastball. That's just the 3rd pitch Encarnacion has seen tonight. There are only 2 other batters that have more than 1 home run against Chris Archer. Brad Miller and Steven Pearce both have 2. But Encarnacion has had 3 home runs. Edwin, with an 0 for 2 tonight, is just 4 for 27 against Chris Archer.
3 of them, like you said, home runs. He's got a plan what he wants to do here. And he got a hanging breaking ball. Teams have been fastball early in the count to Edwin and then soft stuff later in the count. Jose Bautista, just the opposite. It's been a lot of breaking balls early in the count and then fastballs. It's really interesting when you watch teams how they go about trying to get those 2 sluggers out.
It's a high pop-up, shallow right field. Forsythe, the second baseman, goes out, makes the catch. Now it's time for the drive of the game. It's brought to you by the 2015 Honda Civic, Canada's best-selling car for 17 years in a row, and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
And Diana Navarro has been driving it. This is the Blue Jays' first hit and first run. A home run by Diana Navarro, his 2nd in 2 nights, just out of the reach and into the first row of seats in right field. The drive of the game tonight brought to you by Diana Navarro.
Navarro's last 5 home runs have all come against the Rays. Bautista at first. Blue Jays down by 2.
Tough pitch right there. Every time you start facing a team that got rid of you, that you used to play for, you want to show that you made a mistake. Deonor's got his family here, lots of tickets left for the game, so he wanted to do something special.
Navarro started his career with the Yankees. He was a highly touted Yankee catching prospect. Then he was traded to the Dodgers, spent parts of 2 seasons in LA before he came to Tampa Bay in 2006. He was part of their World Series team in 2008. He had a career high 27 doubles that year. Batted .295 for the season.
He can hit. He can hit, and right now that timing is really starting to come around for him.
Got a piece of that, stays alive. Navarro had a career season for the Blue Jays last year. Played in a career high 139 games and had also a career high in hits, 132.
A lot of them big hits. Drove in a lot of big runs for the Blue Jays last season.
1 ball, 2 strikes. There's another hit by Navarro. Bautista will make the turn. Kiermaier's throw to third is a good one, but not in time. What a terrific throw from Kiermaier. And Navarro is red hot, his 2nd hit of the night.
Drives it deep enough into center field where Kiermaier has to come over into the gap, and that's what Bautista was reading. You can see full blast, but he spins and throws a strike to third base. Bautista gets there just ahead of that throw. You're running with your head up. You can see he's reading that play all the way. He doesn't need the third base coach. He knows that he can go first to third on that base hit. Kiermaier made a play in Cleveland. I was talking to some of the Ray people the other day. They just came from Cleveland. David Murphy was on first base, and there was a long drive into left center field, and he caught the ball up against the wall. And Murphy had gone halfway, started jogging back to first base. Kiermaier uncorked the throw from left field, almost got him at first base. It was bang, bang. He almost doubled him off at first base. He's got a good throwing arm.
Well, that throw, he was going away from his arm, running away from the play, had to turn back around, and he threw it right on the money. Bautista just ran too well and beat the throw, but it was perfectly on line. That's the hardest throw for a right-handed throwing outfielder, that ball going to his left and has to throw it back to the right.
Sometimes you'll see outfielders make a complete 360 turn just so that front shoulder stays closed. He was able to uncork that, just turning in and lining up that throw.
This is Russell Martin, runners at the corners, 1 out. Slider just missed, and Rivera asked the umpire. Now they appeal to the first base umpire, and he said a swing. Ben May called Martin for the swing. And you can see how upset John Gibbons is. Martin pops it up behind home. Rivera gets back and has room and makes the catch. Well, Martin pops out.
And Gibby says that's on you right there. Put him in a hole. It was called a ball by the home plate umpire, but the first base umpire called swing, so Russell found himself in a hole against a tough pitcher.
Kevin Jepson has been a huge part of this Rays' success in the first half. Big reliever loosening up for Tampa Bay. 2 outs. Top of the 7th inning. The Blue Jays only had 1 base runner through 5 innings. That was the home run by Leonard Navarro. Chopped ball toward Longoria. Makes a nice play on the short hop and gets away at first. Bautista's in to score. Navarro is on his way home. He's going to stop, and they hold him at third. Longoria's throw was low at first. Elmore couldn't dig it out. Bautista comes in to score. It's a 1-run game.
Chris Archer thought he was out of this inning after this play by Longoria. That's a tricky hop and a throw. And remember, they don't have James Loney over there at first base. He's on the disabled list. This is Elmore, who's playing all over the place, and he just missed it. I don't think that ball bounced over there at first base. He just missed it.
It's an error on Longoria. Just his 5th of the season. Kevin Pillar singled in his last at bat. This Blue Jays team playing with an awful lot of confidence. They can come back from any deficit, even against the best. Inside corner with the slider.
Pick up your teammates. That's what they're starting to do right here. Russell Martin couldn't pick him up from third base with less than 2 outs, but Ezekiel Carrera can. And now they have a chance, a base hit into the outfield. The Blue Jays can take the lead.
One and two to Pillar. Justin Smoke on deck. Pillar chops at that slider, and Elmore will run into him at first. They both got crossed up. The inning is over, but the Blue Jays cash in on the air by Evan Longoria. They score a run on 1 hit, a walk, and an error. It's 3-2 Rays as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Blue Jays podcast featuring analysis, opinions, and interviews from hosts Ben Nicholson-Smith and Arden Zwelling. Available to download every Tuesday on iTunes and Sportsnet.ca. Buck?
Many opportunities to get all the information about what's going on with the Blue Jays and the entire baseball world, so check that out. R.A. Dickey now in a one-run game. He's allowed 7 hits and 3 earned runs over 6 innings. Top of the order, Kevin Kiermaier, the leadoff man. Kiermaier's 2 for 3 so far. Got to keep him off the bases. Bouncing ball. Goins at second. 1 down. The leadoff man's retired here in the bottom of the 7th.
Designated hitter, number 9, Joey Butler.
The 2015 Honda Civic is Canada's best-selling car for 17 years in a row and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Joey Butler's had a good night. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Big swing and a miss. Butler drove in the second Rays run in the 5th inning. Way outside, back to the backstop. All right, Dickey with another good start here in June. This is his 5th start in the month of June. That's a chopper to third base. Donaldson again with the bare hand. I've never seen a third baseman make that play so routinely as Josh Donaldson.
And have the confidence to grab it with your bare hand. Look, he sets himself up to throw. Grabs it with that bare hand. He doesn't even want to risk having to catch it, transfer it. It might take a little bit too much time. Whole key is getting himself ready to throw. Plant that foot, crow hop, and then fire across the diamond to get the out.
He really breaks down his momentum and turns his body to the side so he has a better angle at that ground ball. But I've never seen a third baseman make it as frequently as he does.
Gotta have confidence.
This is Evan Longoria batting with nobody on and 2 outs. Longoria has been on base twice. He was hit by a pitch. He walked. He's also grounded into a double play. Longoria thought that was upstairs. Dickey ahead 1 and 2. Longoria just waited back and stroked that pitch into right.
Evan's been on base 3 times tonight. That's his first hit. Boy, you're right. Just stayed right back. Just let that thing move. Waited as long as possible and just stroked it to right field.
Cleanup hitter is Logan Forsythe. Ball gets away from Martin, and Longoria is going to go down to second base. Chris Archer is in line for the win. He has thrown 7 innings once again against the Blue Jays. 3 starts this season, all 3 going into 7 innings. Brad Foxberger has really been a important part of this bullpen.
He just got up after that second out was made. He's just warming up now, getting loose. I'm sure we'll see Archer come out here. He's thrown 90 pitches. He doesn't look like he's going anywhere.
Upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Obviously, it's a big runner there at second base. Evan Longoria. The Rays have a 1-run lead. Foul outside of third. R.A. Dickey's thrown 108 pitches to this point. That hits Forsythe. He ducked away and hit him on the back of the arm, so 2 are aboard now. Dickey hit Longoria in the first. Now he hits Forsythe. Rob Rasmussen is loosening up for the Blue Jays. Two outs. Steven Souza Jr. had a bloop base hit that barely hit behind the infield dirt back of first his last time up. This is a ground ball. Reyes hits short, flips to Goins. The inning is over. The Rays strand 2 more. They've stranded 6 so far tonight. Chris Archer back out to start the 8th.
To see the Blue Jays on the road in Seattle. Tweet a photo of your Blue Jays spirit using hashtag RoamOn and hashtag Blue Jays contest for your chance to win. Visit BlueJays.com/RoamOn contest for full details. Buck?
That's a great trip out to the West Coast, and you can see the Blue Jays in Seattle the 24th, 25th, and 26th of July. Well, we got another good 1-run ball game here. Chris Archer comes back out to start the 8th inning. He'll face the number 9 spot in the Blue Jays lineup. It will be a pinch hitter. Justin Smoke will come off the bench and bat for Ryan Goins. Smoke has the best batting average for pinch hitters in the American League. Batting .429 as a pinch hitter. He has 6 pinch hits.
Comes off that bench swinging that bat. Another breaking ball. They know that he likes to hit that number 1, don't they? First pitch fastball, so Archer throws a couple of breaking balls.
And he uses that fastball up and away. Smoke is 3 for 10 against Chris Archer with a home run. Blue Jays are down by 1. It's 3-2 Tampa Bay. A high fastball, and Archer strikes out Smoke. 6 strikeouts now for Smoke.
Shortstop, Jose Reyes.
The 2015 Honda Civic is Canada's best-selling car for 17 years in a row and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
We are in St. Petersburg. Reyes goes after the first pitch, grounds it to Asdrubal Cabrera. He almost bounced it into dirt, but Elmore stayed with it. Reyes is retired on one pitch. 2 quick outs here in the 8th.
Third baseman, Josh Donaldson.
Sometimes you nonchalant it over there, it gets you in trouble.
Been watching him throw in between innings. He's been underhanding a lot of balls over there. This time it almost came back to bite him. That ball died right at the end on Cabrera.
This is Josh Donaldson. He's 0-for-3 with a couple of strikeouts. He wails at that first pitch, and that is over the catwalk into the seats out of play.
That one looked like it hit the catwalk, didn't it?
Anything that hits that catwalk over foul territory is a dead ball. So Archer's ahead, 0-1 to Donaldson. Steve Delabar has started to throw for the Blue Jays. Archer gave up a home run to Navarro in the 5th. He and R.A. Dickey have gone toe-to-toe all night long. Donaldson gets a piece of it.
That was pitch number 99 on the night, and he reached back for a little something extra. A little bit more left in the tank. That pitch was 97, that fastball.
Strike 3 call. Donaldson called out on strikes. He strikes out for a 3rd time. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. 3-2 Rays. Now time for a Blue Jays Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell and Greg Zong.
Through 28th as the Blue Jays take on the Rangers. During that series, bring your non-perishable food items and cash donations to gates 3, 5, 10, and 13. Grab bags will be available for a monetary donation. Go to BlueJays.com for tickets. And, Buck, we've been talking about this all week. Just a fantastic job the Lady Jays do year after year.
It is a terrific effort for a great cause, and the Blue Jays players, coaches, and managers' wives get involved in that food drive. So come out and support them. This is Steve Delabar working to Asdrubal Cabrera in the 8th. Munenori Kawasaki takes over defensively at second base. Goins was lifted for the pinch hitter. Steve Delabar working to Asdrubal Cabrera, trying to keep it a one-run game. Blue Jays have scored 2 runs on 3 hits. R.A. Dickey, a very good start once again tonight. 7 strong innings. He gives up 3 runs on 8 hits.
You know what? And that is 5 consecutive starts now where R.A. has given up 3 earned runs or less.
That's a long, loud foul.
He has just been running into some good pitching. And the Blue Jays haven't been able to score him any runs. 110 pitches tonight. There's the 7 innings and 3 earned runs. He's stranded 8 base runners, so he made pitches when he had to when he gave up the base runners.
It's a high fly ball to right. Bautista near the wall, at the wall, jumps, it's gone. Asdrubal Cabrera has stretched the lead to 2. His 5th home run of the season gives the Rays some insurance here in the bottom of the 8th.
You know, it looked like it was just going to be a high fly ball to right field, but the ball just kept carrying, and Bautista ran out of real estate down the right field line. It's hit in the right spot. High fastball. Looked like a fly ball. I think Cabrera thought that might have just been a fly ball. But it kept carrying into the stand for a home run and a big insurance run for the Rays.
He got it on the barrel, that's for sure. Carried right out of here. Cabrera, home run number 5. RBI number 17 for the Rays shortstop. Brandon Guyer getting the start tonight in left field. Drove in the first run for the Rays in the 2nd inning.
A single, a walk, and a fly ball to center field. That was a great play once more by Kevin Pillar. That was leading off the 6th inning, and that could have been dangerous. Would have been extra bases for Guyer, but he hauls it in and ended up being a 1-2-3 inning. Sensational again tonight. He's made 2 really nice catches.
Guyer pulls it into the seats. Pillar was charged with an error in the 5th inning that contributed to the 3rd run for the Rays. After making a catch, he dropped the ball. He made that catch on Forsythe in center, slammed into the wall, went to take the ball out of his glove, dropped it, and then rushed his throw to the cutoff man. Ball got away and allowed Joey Butler to score from 3rd. That resulted in the error to Pillar.
Just his 2nd of the season this year.
Full count. Jake Elmore, the first baseman, is standing on deck. Guyer walks.
The 2015 Honda Civic is Canada's best-selling car for 17 years in a row and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Jake Elmore may be up here to bunt right now. Not showing bunt. He hacks away and fouls it back to the screen. It's a 4-2 lead.
They have to be creative at times, right, to manufacture runs. You bunt the guy into scoring position, the guy coming up after him is hitting $160. So they might play hit and run. They might try and start that runner at some point.
Now all bets are off. It's 0-2. Delabar jumps ahead. Delabar allowed the leadoff home run to Asdrubal Cabrera. That's the third home run he has allowed this season. Ground ball. Donaldson at third. Goes to Kawasaki. Back to first. Double play. Kawasaki pulled off a good turn at second, just into the ball game as a defensive replacement. Donaldson gave him a good feed. They convert to 5-4-3 double play.
Second time tonight that the Blue Jays have gone around the horn. That is now 60 double plays turned by the Blue Jays this season.
Looking ahead to the top of the ninth, the meat of the order coming up once again. Bautista, Encarnacion, and Navarro. Rene Rivera drives it to center. Should be an easy play for Pilar, one of the easiest of the night. So Delabar gives up a leadoff home run to Asdrubal Cabrera. That makes the Blue Jays work just run tougher here in the ninth. Bautista, Encarnacion, and Navarro. Brad Boxberger set to come in.
Blue Jays for the All-Star game in Cincinnati. You have about a week to go. Right now, Josh Donaldson trailing Mike Moustakas by just around 33,000 votes to be the starter. Jose Bautista also on the ballot. He's gaining ground. You could vote for guys like Edwin Encarnacion and Russell Martin as well. But time is running out. You have 35 votes per email address. Go to BlueJays.com and vote your Toronto Blue Jays into this year's All-Star game. Buck?
Thank you very much, Barry. And that voting ends on July 2nd, so make sure you log on and make your votes. Brad Boxberger, this is his 30th appearance of the season. He's been a real find for this team.
Certainly has. When Jake McGee was on the disabled list, he was the closer, and he has 18 saves, 18 for 20 this year. He's a strikeout pitcher. You can see he's averaging 12 strikeouts per 9 innings. He does with a fastball and an excellent changeup. Tampa Bay bullpen they've been busy this whole season. They've thrown 244 innings. That's the most in the American League.
Bautista, Encarnacion, and Navarro. Blue Jays need a base runner. They're down by 2. There's that changeup. You mentioned fastball changeup. That sounds like Fernando Rodney, who was so good for these Rays for several years.
Fernando Rodney, Trevor Hoffman. He's got a good one. You have to respect that fastball.
And he just changeup.
And he throws the changeup, and it just messes with your timing.
Roberto Osuna features the same kind of attack, and it sounds as though he's going to get a few opportunities to close. 1-2 to Bautista. The Rays bullpen. They have a save in all but 8 of their 40 wins this season.
It's amazing, isn't it? There's the fastball. Low 90s, 93, but it's a deadly combination with that changeup.
With one out, now time for a preview of what's coming up next on Sportsnet Central. Here's Ken Reed and Ivanka Osman. Thank you very much, Ivanka. That's all coming up right after this ball game, so make sure you stay tuned for Sportsnet Central. Edwin Encarnacion 0 for 3 tonight. The Blue Jays won the opener in this short 3-game series, 8-5 last night. The Rays actually out-hit them last night, 15-11. They're doing the same tonight, 9-3.
Need to get a guy on. Get on in front of the guy behind him. The way Deanna Navarro's been swinging the bat, need a base runner.
Navarro's had a 2-hit game again tonight, including his second homer in as many games. There's a deep drive to left. Geyer looking up. There's one back. Encarnacion hits it deep to the walkway in left. Boy, that was a big home run for the Rays in the bottom of the 8th.
Gave him a little breathing room so you can challenge Bautista and Encarnacion just a little bit more. And that makes it another 1-run ball game. Encarnacion with his 14th home run of the season. And that was a deep blast.
So now Deanna Navarro will step to the plate representing the tying run for Encarnacion, his 42nd ribby. It's a 1-run game. First pitch changeup.
Looked like a fastball. They wanted it away, and Boxberger gives that one up right down the middle. Good to see Edwin starting to swing it like that.
Ground ball, shallow right field. Forsythe waits for Elmore to get to the bag. 2 down. Chris Archer, the starter in this game, has really put together a long, successful streak against the Blue Jays. His last 4 starts, a total of 28 innings, 10 hits, just 2 earned runs, and 34 strikeouts. Russell Martin trying to keep the Blue Jays' hopes alive. Two and 0.
Russell has 1 hit in his career against Boxberger. As you see Chris Colabello out on deck, and it's been a home run. He's looking to juice one right here, 2-0.
And a home run cut, and Boxberger threw him a changeup.
I think Boxberger knew that. He knew that he was going to try and take one out of here, so he took a little something off of it.
Boxberger 18 for 20 in save opportunities. Even a little slower. Boxberger strikes out Martin to end the game. The Blue Jays lose it 4-3. The Asdrubal home run of Cabrera's home run in the 8th. The difference in this ball game.
Yeah, very good pitch ball games by both of these teams. Chris Archer was outstanding again. Ari Dickey just gave up 3 earned runs, so that add-on run in that 8th inning proved to be the difference for the Blue Jays. They have a chance to win the series tomorrow afternoon.
It'll be Marco Estrada to the mound against Nathan Carnes for Tampa Bay. They have split the first 2 games. We'll be back at it tomorrow at 12. Stay tuned. Here's Sportsnet Central. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.